everybody, and welcome back to the BallGame podcast. I am the innocent bystander, Matt Sullivan. Are you serious?
Sorry.
Matt Sullivan.
I am Trunks.
I am Ortiz.
I am Chris.
So, since someone here would like to be rude, sorry that we messed up our intros.
Yeah, Dean.
But anyways, another football episode today. Obviously, this past weekend was the divisional round, and it was a rather shitty divisional round, but we'll talk more about that in a moment. By the way, if you are watching this on Twitch, please be sure to leave a like on the stream. We could do that on Twitch.
Yeah, drop a follow for us.
Drop a follow as well. And then if you're watching this on YouTube, leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Follow us on all of our socials in the description below, in the link tree. And yeah, with that, we shall start off and update you guys on our weekly fantasy football playoff scores. And
just give them a little reminder.
Yes. So what this is we drafted players that are in the playoffs, or were in the playoffs in most cases, and we're making our scores accumulative over the entire course of the postseason. So by the end of the Super Bowl, we'll know who our winner is. Obviously, the whole idea was to hopefully draft players that could last long in a playoff run, and some of us already have most of our players gone. Yeah. So anyways, we'll start off by updating you guys on what we have. Chris, would you like to start us off? What's your total score? What's this week's score?
It looks like I'm doing something right now.
Okay, so Chris won't start us off.
Trunks.
Ortiz.
Oh, me. Okay.
Trunks, me. I don't even care.
Right.
Someone.
I got it.
Who's getting
Here we go. So with my very few remaining players that I have left, Josh Allen was one of them. Give me 18.2 and an L. Thank you, Josh Allen. CeeDee Lamb.
He's dead.
22.3 and an L. Thank you, CD.
R.I.P.
Brandon Ayuk. Still in, though. 4.6. Eagles defense against a fraudulent New York Giants.
Hey.
12. Harrison Butker.
That was rude.
Gave me 13, which gives me a grand total of 193.68 points.
Solid.
Thanks.
Damn, that's actually a pretty decent
Yeah.
total. But now you only have 3 players, so.
Yeah, and
This could
two
go
of them are
Not players.
a kicker and a defense.
Well, no, a kicker is a player, Trincali. Let's not
Yeah.
disrespect
You know what I
Kicker
meant.
lives matters,
You
bro.
know what I
Kickers are
meant.
athletes, too.
Damn right.
You know what I meant.
I don't think, no.
The kickers didn't know what you meant.
Apologize.
Sorry, kickers.
Okay.
What
They're
are you
more
sorry
athletic
for?
than you are.
Yeah.
They're a lot more athletic than you.
Well, obviously, they're in the NFL.
I'm just saying. So don't discount their athleticism.
I didn't.
You
Good.
did.
I never said that.
You did. Now tell
You
us
said
your
they
team.
weren't people.
Now tell us your team, Trincali.
All right. So, last week I put up 135.26 points. This week, Joe Burrow put up 20.78 for me. Still alive. Saquon put up 10.2. Dead. Devin Singletary put up 11.2. Also dead. Jamar Chase put up 17.4. Still alive. Juju put up a whopping 4.9. Still alive. Dallas Goedert put up 16.8. Still alive. Bengals defense 7. Still alive. And Tyler Bass put up 4. Dead. For a total of 92.28, and altogether I have 227.54.
Jeez. So Trunks is, I'm assuming, the
Winning.
leader. But, all right, actually, I'll give you guys Dean's cumulative score to this point.
Why not let Dean do it?
How nice of you.
Because Dean might not be here, you know?
Oh,
So,
okay. That's fair.
But anyways, wow, that was just a really weird text that I received. Anyways, Jalen Hurts, his quarterback, put up 22.6 this past week.
Alive.
Christian McCaffrey, 17.7, also alive. Dalvin Cook is dead, so he didn't put up anything. T. Higgins, 5.8, still alive. Deebo Samuel, 9.6, still alive. Gabe Davis, now dead, 5.4. Kadarius Toney, still alive, 10 points. Jake Elliott, 8, still alive. Cowboys defense now dead, 5 points. And Dawson Knox now also dead, 11.5. So he didn't do the math for me.
That's good.
But he put up 113.1 in the wild card round and 95.6 this past round. So if
So
anyone
he's
knows
ahead
their
of me.
quick maths,
Oh my God. Say the numbers again.
113.1,
113.1.
and I think that's a 5, 95.6.
Dean has 208.7.
Solid
Okay.
total for Dean as well. All right. Chris, would you like to go?
Well,
or
I
you-
just got a Twitter notification Joe Mazzulla walked past Marcus Smart in the locker room, did a full somersault in front of him.
What?
Turned and said, "You can't do that," and then walked out.
Who tweeted that?
Adam Himmelsbach.
Nice. Wow.
But for my team,
That's gonna be the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
I hope that happened.
Apple time.
I had Patrick Mahomes put up 16.6. Ezekiel Elliott, now dead, with 5.3. Jerick McKinnon with a whopping 2.5. Justin Jefferson, dead. A.J. Brown, whopping 5.2. Huge game from him. Travis Kelce, 35.8. Miles
Jeez.
Sanders, 9. And the stars of my team, the 49ers defense with 11. And Robert Gold with another 16-piece
Jesus
McNugget
Christ.
for a total of 96.1. Added to last week's score to give me a total score of 144.52.
Nice.
Solid.
Nice.
All right. So, I seem like I'm in a bit of trouble, if I'm being completely honest.
You're in a bit of trouble.
I'm a bad boy. But anyways, this week I had Joe Mixon putting up 20.3.
I'm a bad boy.
Sorry. So Joe Mixon put up 20.3 this week. He's still alive. Tony Pollard put up 5.3. Unfortunately, he got injured, and he's also dead, both with his injury and in the actual
I
playoffs.
don't think death
Get
was
well
his
soon.
injury.
Get well soon, Tony Pollard. Hopefully a big contract is in your future.
Feel better.
Stephon Diggs, now dead, 7.5. Devontae Smith.
Bro's been standing there for 3 years.
Bro,
Ain't he
my
tired?
God. Devontae Smith, still alive, 18.1. George Kittle, still alive, 14.5. Isaiah Pacheco, still alive, 11.1. Bills defense, now dead, gave me a whopper 1 point.
Whopper, 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 whopper.
Evan
bacon,
McPherson,
double,
also
triple,
still
whopper.
alive, and he had 9. So my total this week was 86.8, and my total overall over the past 2 weeks is 159.5.
So you're 159.
I'm at 193.
193.
I'm at 144.
Wow.
I'm in last place, but
But you have players still.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
I'm
still have
praying.
5 players remaining.
I need that Eagles-Chiefs Super Bowl, and I'm golden.
Yeah, I need
Not
the Bengals
Robbie
to
Robbie
make it.
Gold, yeah.
I need the Bengals to make it. Just that simple, honestly. So with Mixon and Evan McPherson, that's really all I have to.
Hope the
Hope
Niners
for
make
now.
it, led by Brandon Ayuk, putting up 50 points a game.
That'd be pretty
I
cool.
mean, we'll see
That
what
would be
happens
pretty
there. But yeah, so that's the updates on our fantasy scores. You're in first place, Dean's in second, Ortiz third, me fourth, and Chris in last at the current moment. But yeah, we have 2 more weeks to go in terms of the playoffs, and with that, we'll recap what happened this past week.
Is there
So-
a specific game that any of you guys feel super strongly about that you'd like to talk? We don't have to go in order of how they were played.
I feel like
If there's something you guys feel strongly about,
The Bills, man.
the Bills,
The
man.
Bills,
That's what I was
man.
getting at. That's where I was getting.
How do you
at.
come out on the
They
I was
playoffs?
reached-
actually gonna say the Cowboys, but I'd rather save the boys for last.
Yeah, I mean, I
Beat 'em boys.
We could start with the
can start with the-
Bengals.
yeah, I mean, it was just
It wasn't much of a game.
you know, it was just
No.
shellacking, as the kids would say.
So
It's very
crazy,
surprising
bro.
because I was most excited for this.
I was
game,
expecting
honestly.
it to be a shootout in
Yeah.
the snow. I was expecting heat to be flying all over the field, melting all the snow that was on the field, making the field nice and green. But no,
No,
Bengals were wearing
It-
white.
Joe Burrow just
I was
Fuck
about to
them.
say it could be put as simply as Joe Burrow is
the best.
just superior
Literally.
to Josh Allen.
Yeah,
Far superior to Josh Allen, if we're being completely honest. And
said by Mr. Josh
I've
Allen
been
himself.
I was
Yeah.
about to say, yeah, I mean, I've been the biggest Josh Allen guy the past year, and I was the one saying he's better than Mahomes too. And I mean, look, I'm not taking anything away. He probably does have somewhat of a torn ACL or something's wrong there. He does have
UCL.
some.
ACL.
UCL, but yes.
Yeah.
I said
You
UCL.
said ACL.
I swear to God, I said UCL.
You
No,
said
you said ACL. We all heard
You
ACL.
idiot.
I knew. Okay, my
That's
apologies.
it. Clip it, guys.
Yeah,
Clip it.
We need to go back
And
and
the
check the tapes.
podcast.
We need to check the tapes. But anyways, yeah, Josh Allen, has been reported, has a torn
Yes.
UCL, and I mean, that's hard to play with. That's
Little
it's
bit,
like-
little bit.
It's a little hard to play with something like that, and it's been
Probably.
most of the season. It's not even like it's just been like one game. It wasn't like it was just this playoff game. He's been playing with this throughout the entire second half almost of the season, and I mean, you could see there was a drop-off, a clear drop-off in his play at the point where that ended up happening. And yes, Joe Burrow was better and is better, arguably, but Josh Allen was also playing injured, and that just needs to be said.
Missed Diggs on one of the last plays of the.
He
missed Diggs a lot.
Drives. Yeah, he missed Diggs a lot. But the biggest one was when they needed to score, and he was open in the end zone, and Josh Allen was like, "Nah, triple coverage sounds better."
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a tough watch. We were at Applebee's. The football team was at Applebee's at least. And we were watching it, and it was just.
I wasn't there.
I wasn't there. I'm on the football team.
Yeah.
Well, you are a part of the football team.
I am. That's what I said. I said I am a part of the football team.
We went after the game, and then we ended up watching this game, and honestly, we thought it was going to be far better than what it ended up being, and it sucked. It was a terrible game, and honestly, Joe Burrow's just that dude, and he's about to prove that he's better than Pat, too.
That's my quarterback.
About to be better than Pat, too.
It's tough, though, because Pat's hurt.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Joe Burrow's kind of owned Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, but
we'll talk more about the prediction later.
Yeah.
We'll definitely talk more about the prediction later.
So, I was planning on coming on the show and ripping Josh Allen to shreds, but you just said Joe Burrow is far superior to Josh Allen. Let's not get carried away. Like, if you want to say Joe Burrow is better than Josh Allen, go ahead. But far superior is a stretch. Like, that's just a stretch.
This iteration in the second half of Josh Allen, or at least the last 5 or so games with the torn UCL.
So an injured.
A far superior
100% healthy.
Joe Burrow is obviously far superior to an injured Josh Allen. Yes,
that would make sense.
I guess
obviously
the Bengals are simply the better team, and I mean I've been saying this all year. I wasn't in on the Bills all year. As soon as Von Miller went out, I was out on the Bills, but the Bengals are the better team, and the Bengals' O-line was phenomenal in this game. They were creating...
Surprisingly.
Yes, without 3 starters,
Patchwork offensive line, yes. Yeah. Without 3 starters.
Yeah, they were phenomenal. Joe Mixon ran for over 100 yards. I mean, they were just incredible. The Bills had 1 total sack in this game.
Yeah. Joe Mixon was crazy.
Joe Mixon
20 for 105.
Hard, man.
Yeah.
I said it when we were watching the game. He was just running super hard. He was every, situation where he could have just went down or could have fought for the extra yard. He was getting the extra yard every single time.
That was the best version of Joe Mixon we've seen all season, I feel like.
Yeah. The Bills, it's, the same things as always for the Bills. They have no run game. Josh Allen, once again, was the leading rusher with 8 carries for 26 yards. That's a problem.
Yes,
that's
it is
a problem.
I mean, they're just not giving Singletary touches, I feel.
Yeah.
I mean, I just looking at the stats before. He was 6 for 24. He was averaging 4 yards a carry, though. I mean, when he was getting the ball, he was doing something with it. It wasn't just going down.
He had 5 catches for 38 yards as well.
I believe both guys should be getting more carries.
Amen.
I don't know what the deal is there, in which they just don't establish the run.
That's always been their issue, is not having a run game. But they have it. They just don't choose to use it.
Exactly. I was about to say, it's not that they don't have a run game.
Devin Singletary is cool.
It's their over-reliance on Josh Allen to be the entirety of their offense. Like, their offense is, okay, Josh, go make a play for us. Every time. And it sucks.
He's like James Harden.
Literally, no, yes. It is. The comparison there could be absolutely the Houston Rockets.
Who do we got in a one-on-one? James Harden or Josh Allen?
Well, what sport are we playing?
If
James Harden's trying to meet this man in the middle in terms of trying to attack, he's getting run over. But if he's playing him in basketball, I mean, Josh Allen doesn't stand much of a chance.
Soccer?
James Harden.
I don't know, man. I feel like James Harden would be better at soccer. Yeah, I feel like James Harden would be better at soccer. But yeah,
and the Bills' defense just really didn't show up. I mean,
it's
the linebacking play has been phenomenal all year. We know that their linebackers are incredible. They were fine in this game, but the secondary was burnt toast.
It is
especially early on.
It needs to be said though that you don't have essentially a healthy Jordan Poyer, and then he got injured late in the game too. He was already injured, dealing with a torn meniscus. I'm pretty sure he was playing through a torn meniscus. Micah Hyde got injured earlier in the season. He's one of the best safeties in the league as well. I mean, you're missing arguably the best safety duo in the entire NFL, essentially.
Hey man, if you're on the field, you're healthy enough for criticism.
No, for sure. But not to mention that, obviously they lost Hamlin in the tragic way that they did. most of their safeties were injured. They were moving corners to safety, and I'm talking like rookie corners, like rookie undrafted corners and stuff like that. Like it was tough. Like I'm not taking anything away from what Burrow did, but I am also giving context in the fact that the Bills were very beaten up on the defensive side of the football. Obviously, you said Vaughn as well before. Jordan Phillips was injured for much of this game as well. Not even sure he played. But yeah, I mean, you're talking about a lot of the best defensive players on this team, and it's hard when you're missing that many guys. It's hard to stay competitive with a guy like fucking Joe Burrow. So, it needs to be said that these guys were very injured and very banged up coming into this game as well. So, yeah, I mean, shout out Burrow though. Hopefully he owns Mahomes again. I'm just saying.
I hope so. That's my
That'd be
quarterback.
dope. But yeah. So it was a shitty game to watch, yes, but the snow was cool. It looked cool. It looked cool. They had the
that
zoomed out shot.
Yeah,
oh my
that was
god, that was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
And there were reportedly 0 snowballs thrown.
That's
That's impressive.
I just made that up.
Upsetting.
But I didn't see any.
I didn't see any either, to be honest with you.
So that's the report.
Well, because they were losing.
Also
you,
true.
you could throw snowballs when you're losing.
Nah, but they were
Fans
they
would
were
probably
throwing
just-
them when
they
it
were all
was
deflated.
touchdowns and stuff. They were throwing them when
Yeah.
it was touchdowns and stuff,
Yeah.
just chucking them at the other team and shit. Like, nah, it was Burrow kept them hushed.
Yeah.
Burrow kept them hushed, and then he
Mhm.
delivered the iconic line after the game, and he was like, "Better get the refunds and stuff." And he's like, or someone else said that. Did anyone see what Eli Apple said on Twitter?
Eli Apple went on a rampage on Twitter.
yeah.
My God,
I saw him dancing.
Someone said in the comment section he's the Patrick Beverly of the NFL, and I was like, honestly,
But, like,
yes.
Yeah.
Running around doing a whole bunch of nothing.
Hey man,
I
I be
don't-
talking my talk too.
That's what I was
Yeah.
about to say. I saw something on Twitter. I saw someone tweeted like he was kicked off like how many teams. No one wanted him. Now he's about to go to 2 straight Super Bowls. I'd be talking too. You know?
And
I kind of get it.
a lot of
playing
people are
well.
giving him
Yeah.
shit for being bad at the sport. He really hasn't been bad since he was on the Giants, if I'm being completely honest.
He wasn't good
wasn't
on the
really-
Saints.
Yeah, he wasn't.
He
Really
was not good on the Saints.
Saints.
No. For sure, but he hasn't
He's been
been.
definitely. I mean, and
genuinely-
he's not some all-world corner.
no, not
he's-
even close.
And
he's
he was on the
holding-
Panthers for like 2 games, right?
Yeah.
But he's a respectable
Yeah, he's
number
holding
2 or
his
number
own,
3
yeah,
corner
for sure.
on an NFL team.
I mean, Cooper Kupp made him look like a
But
fool.
Cooper Kupp
last
makes
year
everyone
in the
look like a
Super
fool,
Bowl,
bro.
but-
And like Cooper Kupp
much
makes
grit
everyone
and
just look like a fool.
determination.
So the question, what is next for the Buffalo Bills?
I think personally, you try one more year, resign everyone, run it back, just because they were injured. It's tough.
Health is wealth.
So
Yeah,
here's
I
the
agree.
issue.
Those guys who were injured though are also on the older side of things. You know.
Yeah, Vaughn
Yeah.
is 34, I think, going on 34 at least. Micah Hyde is
But
going on
I
32,
don't know.
33.
The way Vaughn was playing before he
Oh
got
my
hurt
God,
was
ridiculous.
all world.
Yeah.
I feel like if you could, is Vaughn on no, Vaughn's on a contract here, is he, or is he?
No, not even close.
Oh
He's
yeah, so
signed
yeah,
for-
so
He signed
so
a
he's there.
massive
So he's
deal.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
6
they
year,
have him
120
through
or something like that.
2027.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So I mean, if they're going to ride with their old guys, their older guys, the way they should, in my opinion, I think they'll be okay. It all comes down to health at the end of the day.
They've notoriously been solid at drafting as well.
Yeah.
So
So Poyer's gonna be a free agent.
Yes.
Roger Saffold's gonna be a free
Tremaine
agent.
Edmonds, I believe, as well.
Jermaine Edmonds is gonna be a free agent.
Linebackers
And then
are a keep at all costs. I feel the way they played.
Edmonds is going to get
Shaq
paid.
Lawson. I didn't even know Shaq Lawson was on the
Shaq
Bills.
Lawson is indeed on this team, yes.
Um,
He's a solid member of that pass rush rotation.
and Devin Singletary's also a free agent. That's the important guys from what I see. I
think
can
you
see
have
Jordan
to make
Poyer
sure
being gone.
you have to make sure you lock up
Tremaine Edmonds.
Tremaine Edmonds.
Yeah,
Jermaine
He's
Edmonds.
priority
That-
number
That's
one.
number one.
I
Edmonds
think
is priority number
I think
one.
Singletary's probably gone.
He is.
Mhm.
Yes.
They
they'll
don't use
draft
they
one
don't
if
use him
have to.
anyway.
Yeah.
They'll draft one if they have to.
So,
Except James Cook.
yeah, there's no
Well,
point in
but
paying a
James
running
Cook
back
ain't
that's
the-
going to get at most 10 carries a game.
James Cook
Yeah.
isn't the bell cow for this team. He'll be a solid number
They
2
don't really
back
have
on
one,
the
though.
squad,
Yeah,
but
I mean, you would
They
think,
already didn't have one.
you think they would, but
But
they
I'm
don't.
saying if you don't have a complement to him, then he's going
Yeah.
to get majority of the touches. And you don't want to put a guy that's 190 pounds at running back getting 30 touches a game. You just can't do that. But I don't know. I mean, Miles Sanders is a free agent. Maybe you try to go get Miles Sanders as an upgrade.
Ryan
but
Hines time, my friend.
they don't care enough about the running back position, and they usually draft him in the 4th or 5th round, and they'll live with what they get there. So, I mean, Tremaine Edmonds needs to be priority number 1.
Yeah.
Isn't Josh Jacobs a free agent?
He is,
yeah,
but they're not
I
paying
think
him.
they're more of a team who could live with a running back by keep doing what they're doing.
Agreed.
And, we're only criticizing the run game because they lost. If they won, we wouldn't care. But I think they could benefit from a third receiver better than Cole Beasley being signed off his couch.
Yeah.
Khalil Shakir should make some developments and strides in the offseason.
Even if they sign someone, they don't have to pay a guy top dollar to be the third receiver. I think you could find someone out there who's in your price range to be better than Cole Beasley off the couch.
Yeah. It's a complicated situation, I think, too, because you don't really end up with much cap space this offseason, because I do believe that Josh Allen's contract finally starts to kick in, which is now like a $45 million cap hit, and that takes away a lot of your flexibility. So they're going to have to figure out some things. I mean,
that's why I think Poyer's gone.
I agree. I do think Jordan Poyer is going to be gone unless he takes some sort of a pay cut to come back. I mean, Micah Hyde should be healthy next year. If you could get Poyer back, you're getting the main pieces of that defense back together. But yeah, it's tough. It'll be a salary cap crunch there, especially with the Allen contract kicking in now. But I mean, you gotta try to run it back.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think there's really much of a next step for them.
It's now or
they're a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You just gotta try to run it back.
Only Josh Allen's on the team here,
and get healthy. Just somehow, some way, get Josh Allen healthy and make sure the offense is not overly reliant on Josh Allen next season. That's it. That's what you got to do if you're the Buffalo Bills. So,
agreed.
Yeah.
As for the next game, since we'll save the Niners Cowboys for last. Jaguars Chiefs. This was an interesting one. So, what are our thoughts on this game?
Chad Henne is him. Honestly, my honest thoughts on the game were it was going to be a shootout, and it was going to come down to who had the ball last. And then I saw Chad Henne drive down the field and score, and then I said, never mind. There's not a doubt in my mind the Chiefs win this game.
Yeah.
And then I stopped watching. That's how sure I was. And then the Chiefs eventually won the game.
Yeah. It was Trevor Lawrence's first loss on a Saturday.
Yeah.
That was tough. I'm sure it was a tough L for him.
Just throwing it out there, if Jamal Agnew doesn't fumble on the 5-yard line, this is a very different game. This is a very different game. I'm not saying the Jaguars win.
That happened, and then didn't he do something else too?
Trevor Lawrence threw a pick right after the drive after that because they went down by I think another field goal or so, and then it was all over from there. But yeah, I mean it's tough. Or maybe they didn't score. They were down 10. Agnew fumbled on the 5-yard line with about 4 or 5 minutes left. That essentially, your heart's ripped out. Your heart's ripped out at that point. You're that close to scoring, making it a 3-point game. You still have time on the clock. You still have timeouts. Now your heart's ripped out. So it's tough. I feel bad for the squad. Jaguars will be back, though. At least I think they will be back next season.
Yeah, they're only going to get better. You
would hope. You would definitely hope. They have some holes to fill for sure. That offensive line is not good, if I'm going to say the least, getting pieced up by the front seven for the Chiefs. But aside from that, offensive and defensive lines for the Jags, and I think you're back. I think you're back, and I think you're beating any team in the AFC. I think they're that good. They have that type of potential with this team. So any other thoughts on the Jags for you guys?
That's really it.
Well, I think more on the Chiefs side of things.
I didn't even cover that.
This is just what the Chiefs do in the playoffs. I mean, Travis Kelce is the best tight end in the NFL.
Christ, bro.
It's pretty simple.
He went 14 for
98 and
best
2
receiver in
touchdowns.
the NFL.
Pushing it there, but
14 receptions is fucking crazy.
No,
Insane.
I mean
14's crazy.
Kelce is easily the best tight end in the league.
Yes.
No question about that. And every time that anyone thinks that he's going to regress, he just has a better season. He has a better season. Somehow, some way. I mean, Kelsey's a special talent, bro. One of the greatest tight ends of all time. Pat was saying it after the game. And I mean, look, we are watching a generational quarterback. But like Patrick Mahomes is doing is
on one leg.
Arguably some shit we've never seen before. Like, Pat is that good. Pat is that good. I got to give him his flowers. It's not even close with the NFL right now in terms of quarterback play. It's Patrick Mahomes, and then it's whoever the fuck you want to put second. It's really like that big of a gap in my opinion right now. But I do think Joey Burrow can close that gap a little bit next week. But yeah, no, Mahomes was special.
And when the Chiefs are running the ball like this, no one's going to beat them.
Pacheco is
had
unreal.
12 for 95. He averaged pretty much 8 yards a carry. So When they're running the ball like that, you're not going to beat them. It's
He
really
runs
simple as that.
angry. When I watch games, he runs so angry, bro. He just wants to run over everybody that he's running at, and I love that, man. Love that, man. I said it in the season, too, and I was saying how, like, I had Pacheco on my dynasty team, and I was like, yo, Isaiah Pacheco is going to be a really good running back to Shields. And DeShields was like, bro, he's nothing. Like, he's nothing. Yeah? Fuck you, DeShields. He's something. He is something.
Yeah,
He's the Chiefs' #1 back.
More importantly than, most important thing is hopefully Mahomes gets healthy. We see a healthy Mahomes when they play the Bengals. I mean, he's not going to be healthy, but
he's not. He's going to play.
Healthy enough
Either
to
way,
compete.
He's going to play.
Chad Henne's going to will them to a victory.
Other than that, in terms of the Jaguars, what do you guys think the Jaguars' next move is? Key free agents for the Jaguars: Evan Ingram, Marvin Jones, Dwayne Smoot. Jawan Taylor's a free agent. Trey Herndon's a free agent. That's really all the Riley Patterson. That's really all the important ones. Obviously, we all know they had Calvin Ridley back next year, but
there's one name that you said that I think is a priority for them to get back, and it's Evan Ingram.
Yep.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Because shout out to Evan Ingram for reinventing himself. Well, not even reinventing himself.
Learning how to catch the ball.
Entering an offense that uses him the way he deserved to be used when he was with the Giants. Like, it's fun to see him having success. I have no ill will towards him as a Giant fan. I love the guy. But, like, damn, I wish we used him like this. But, yeah, I mean, he needs to come back. And then, as I said, improve the trenches. Like, it's that simple. I think it's literally just improve your offensive line because Trev was under pressure constantly in this game. And then improve the defensive line. And, I mean, I think after that,
they could use a corner. Like a true #1 corner.
Yeah, but I think Tyson Campbell's going to develop into that. I like him a lot.
He's a good player.
They have talent there, and they'll be able to develop. Obviously, they could pick one, draft one this season, or sign one in free agency, but there isn't much of a market for corners this season in free agency. I know that, but it's an interesting team. Like I said, Trevor Lawrence is the guy. He's going to be a top, arguably 5 quarterback next season. I think it's realistic to say that. And then, I mean, look, anything can happen from there. It's a loaded AFC, though. That needs to be said, man. Like,
I love what they're doing on defense. I think having a guy like Josh Allen, the good Josh Allen, and then
healthy Josh
Trayvon Walker as your edge guys, I think it's a phenomenal place to be for the next 5 years. I love Josh Allen. I think he's a really good player. He's honestly one of the most underrated players in the league. I feel like he doesn't get talked about enough, and we were talking about this in the chat the other day. I was pretty impressed with Trayvon Walker's rookie year. I didn't think he was the #1 prospect coming out. I thought Hutchinson was the clear #1. Actually, no, I didn't. I thought Hutchinson was better than Walker, but I thought Kayvon Thibodeau was the clear #1 in the class. I think the Giants got a steal at 5. But for what Trayvon Walker was coming out, we all knew he was going to be a project. We knew the pass rushing was going to be slightly limited. I think he put together a really good year. He made some really key plays for them in key moments. So I'd be happy with the pick.
See, I graded it given the fact that he was the #1 overall pick.
Yeah.
You know, like, he didn't show out enough for me to see that, but there's the flashes of the fact that he can one day be elite. And, I mean, the pressure's off him in terms of being the best edge rusher on that team because you already have a guy like Josh Allen. But, yeah, no, I love that duo, freakishly athletic on both sides of them. So, that's going to be a fun team to watch grow over the next couple of years. I mean, it's super young, super talented. And they'll be back, bro. They'll be challenging these Chiefs.
Before we transition, Ortiz, I hope you're ready for this one. I hope you have a lot to say for this one. I have a question for you guys. I think it's mainly for you two. I want you guys to thug it out. Trunks, you don't really know football, so I don't think your opinion really matters.
That's fine.
Next 5 years, who are you taking? Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert. Ortiz, the floor is yours.
I love how Chris knew where both of us were going to go with this debate, too.
It's good content, man.
It is content. I mean, very biased. I do love me some Chargers. I am going to go with Mr. Herbert, and I could assume where you're going on this.
Tell us why, Ortiz. That didn't. You sound scared about picking Justin Herbert. Put some
like
oomph
you
in
know
it.
it's the wrong answer.
No, I know it's the right answer.
I will say it's
answer.
difficult. I will say
It's definitely a difficult
too.
question. That's why I asked.
Justin Herbert right now is more set up for the future with the offense he has now. It's just more firepower than he has, and he's come in year out throwing over 4,000 yards easy every season. And he's just getting better and better. And if the team develops around him, as Chris and I talk about this a lot, they need another receiver in that room. The duo of Keenan Allen and Mike Williams is overrated. I think they need another wide receiver in that room, and once they get that piece, I think they'll once again be making a run.
I think they need a speed guy.
Yeah,
I think
they need someone to take the top
off the defense, for sure. I'm going to take Trevor. I love my guy. He's my dynasty QB1. He is my GOAT. Look, it's tough because right now, obviously, there isn't that much of an argument in place for Trevor Lawrence over Justin Herbert. I can say, obviously, yes, he won a playoff game this year instead of Justin Herbert winning a playoff game. He straight up beat Justin Herbert, if we're being completely honest. And Herbert is not without blame for that game. Obviously, Lawrence threw the four picks in the first quarter and quarter and a half. But no,
the game was over.
But you've seen already that Lawrence just changes the atmosphere of a team too. And I mean, look, I'm not arguing that Justin Herbert is not a leader, but it's been said time and time again that he isn't the most vocal in the locker room, and that's okay because you don't always have to be. But I just think I look at Trevor Lawrence and I think all these players just look at him and they just look at him like he's this god, like he's gonna save this team because he is. And it's the Jaguars. It's a poverty ass franchise, and his first season with a legitimate head coach, and look at where we're at now. I mean, Doug Peterson. Look, yes, he
why Urban wasn't a legitimate head coach?
No, he was kicking people.
Let's not talk about that club incident. Let's not talk about that. But Urban Meyer is a great
can't talk about it.
You can't, guys. Don't ask.
But I don't want to talk about.
I feel like that was setting a good example.
Good example for the team. Yeah, okay.
Good Christian role model.
He's a great role model. Yeah. No, Urban's one of the best college head coaches of all time. There's no taking that away from him. One of the best recruiters of all time. But NFL coach, I'm gonna give him a no on that one.
It's a no from me, dog.
It's a no from me. Doug Peterson won a Super Bowl. Obviously comes in with Trevor Lawrence, and it looks like they had some great chemistry in year one. Lawrence took off second half of the season, especially looked great in the second half of that Jaguars Chargers playoff game. Dominant, looked unbelievable. But yeah, I mean, I'm taking Trev over the next 5 years because I've already seen that he could be a winner in terms of the playoffs. I haven't seen a Herbert playoff win to this point, and I think that's a big thing. I mean, we're now what is this? His third year in the league? That was his third full year, and Trevor Lawrence has already won a playoff game, and Herbert hasn't.
I mean, a lot of things comes down to that is coaching.
For sure. I take nothing away from that.
Yeah, I mean, was it 2 seasons ago? As I always said, they're the best 4-12 team of all time. They lost every game in the fourth quarter. Never seen anything like it in my life.
Yeah. I mean, the same thing could be said for the Vikings, too, this year. I mean, like, the Vikings won every game in the fourth quarter, and then they were fraudulent. So, I mean...
that's why they were fraudulent.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So... It could go either way.
Tom says in the chat, Urban got Riz. So
Urban does.
Yeah.
Urban
definitely
Riz.
got Riz, bro. We can definitely agree on that one.
If I had to pick one, I would probably lean Justin Herbert. I just think there's, like, if you take the book of throws, you can make in an NFL football game. Every type of throw, every distance of throw. Maybe there's 500 of them, 5,000 of them, maybe.
Quite possible.
There's a lot of There's a lot of throws you can make.
There's a lot of throws.
I think there's 5 throws that Justin Herbert can make that Trevor Lawrence can't. So I just think if you just look at it like that, I just think Justin Herbert is a more special talent. If that makes sense.
No, that's
I mean, obviously both players.
I'm personally only taking Trev given the fact that to this point he already has won a playoff game. And
he's been a winner his whole career.
Yeah, exactly. I've
seen
more
lost his first
leadership intangibles as well. No disrespect to Herbert. I'm not saying he's not a good leader, but I've seen more leadership intangibles from Trevor Lawrence. So that's why I'm building a team around that. And I know that my guys are definitely going to rally behind this guy in the locker room, and I know that for sure. But Trevor's been successful his entire career. Through any level of football, he has been the top dog in that level of football. And I'm not putting it out of the realm of possibility that he could eventually be the top dog in the NFL. He's got all the traits to do it. So this team is only going to get better next year. Calvin Ridley will be back. So we could be talking about an MVP season from Trevor Lawrence next year. So I'm not giving away my picks, but might be giving away my pick a little bit.
Guys, I think he just gave away his pick.
Did he give away his pick?
I agree, though. I think they'll be right back here next year.
But
sure.
yeah, it's a fun NFL right now that we have with all this quarterback talent. Like top
Young
to
quarterback
Yes,
talent.
they're all young.
just unbelievable. Like obviously Herbert and Lawrence, but just outside of that, you got so many young talented quarterbacks. And Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud are coming in soon, so it's only going to get better.
May.
Caleb Williams, Drake May, the following season, it's only going to get better from there. So entertaining. I'm excited.
Thuggins.
I'm excited for all this. But all right, before we now we get into this, unfortunately.
The
This-
shellacking.
Well, since we okay, we can do that.
Maybe we talk about the shellacking.
Yeah.
We'll close on the Cowboys and the Niners with
Yeah.
this, but yeah, okay. Giants and the Eagles,
That's
38-7.
a murder.
Disgusting. It was just disgusting.
Yeah, that was. I mean, I don't think this was a game of the Giants being bad. I think this
No.
is the Eagles showing their true colors and why they are the best team in football right now.
I wasn't surprised. in the game.
I wasn't surprised. I mean, I didn't expect it to be 38-7. That's 37. 38-7 is pretty crazy.
I didn't expect it to,
38-7,
but
man.
again, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I'm not surprised the Eagles won. I didn't expect the Giants to come out as flat as they did.
Yeah, they basically just put them in prison.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest.
The game
kinda
was over in the
saw
first
this
quarter.
coming,
Yeah.
and I said it on the pod. I did pick my Giants because I said my heart was gonna go with the Giants, obviously, but I said my head was leaning Eagles, and it knew the Eagles were gonna win this game. But like, I was gonna have to pick my team, bro. There was no way I was gonna go against it. So
Yeah, obviously.
yeah, I mean, I don't even need to talk enough about the Eagles because obviously we all know how dominant this team is. It's arguably the best roster in all of football,
they had
like top
two-
to bottom.
Yeah, they had
the
two
best
players
roster
almost
in all
rushed
of
for
football.
100 yards too.
Yeah.
And then I mean, we could even talk about the fact that it's arguably the greatest pass rush of all time, like top to bottom in terms of pass rushers. It doesn't stop. Like Ndamukong Suh is their like fifth string defensive tackle. That's not fair.
That's not normal.
That's not fair.
That's not normal.
So I'm just
Is
saying.
he really?
Yes, he's on this team, bro. I completely forgot about that until I saw him playing in garbage time. But yeah, it's top to bottom. It's the best pass rush I've ever seen. Period. Like ever seen. And look, the 49ers are going to not have fun with that, just like we didn't have fun with that. But honestly, our offensive line held up decently well, given that circumstance.
Well, he only got
Danny
sacked.
was bad.
Yeah, Danny was bad.
Danny
Danny
was Danny from like
was
last
bad.
season, 2 seasons ago.
And
You guys were ready to put him in the Kirk Cousins conversation.
I still think Kirk Cousins would have done worse, if I'm being completely honest. Kirk Cousins would have done worse. But
I think they would have played very similar games.
anyways, I'll ask this to you guys because I already have my opinions on this. But what do you do if you're the Giants?
Well, before we do that, let me give the Eagles their praise.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about them, but
well,
yes.
Well,
yes.
you
I
don't
feel like
you don't have to talk
yeah, I'll
about
put him
them.
on mic.
They,
Yeah, you're not the only member. Mr.
I mean, they
Bystander.
just did everything they wanted. Kenneth Gainwell had a career game. He
Yeah.
ran 12 times for 112 yards and got in the end zone.
Average
Miles-
9.3.
Yeah, Miles Sanders had 90 yards on the ground. Boston Scott obviously got a touchdown.
Continued his dominance against
Yeah,
the Giants.
I mean, the receivers were good. Devontae Smith had a big game. Dallas Goedert had a big game. A.J. Brown didn't really do
Can
shit.
I just
but-
say
AJ Brown
they-
wasn't on shit.
They
and
gave Boston Scott that touchdown to
Yeah.
troll us.
oh yeah.
To troll us. Like,
Yeah.
that was
As
fucked
they
up.
as they should have.
That was fucked up.
as they should have. You know.
Thought you weren't talking about it.
That was all I wanted to say.
Okay.
I'm pissed I didn't bet the house on a Boston Scott touchdown. That was kind of stupid.
Yeah, but like you said, Matt, the pass rush was elite. They had 5 total sacks. Hassan Reddick and Josh Sweat each combined for 1.5, and Brandon Graham got a solo sack. I mean, listen, man, I picked the Giants. I was just riding the Giants' momentum, but you'd be a fool to sit here and say that the Eagles didn't have the clearly superior team, and they
Yeah, in
They-
every way.
and they proved that. So, shout out to the Eagles for doing what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
then
should have beat the fuck out of us as they did. So it was that simple.
Yeah,
But-
this is.
But yeah, I'll pose it to you guys because I have my opinions on it, and the world will find out eventually what my opinions are on this. But I'm gonna release
it like
I'm gonna
that?
release a video on the Giants' entire offseason plans and what I think they should do. But what do you guys think? Decisions in terms of Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, obviously Dexter Lawrence is due a contract as well. But we could keep it simple. I'll ask you guys, what's the move? What do we do with Danny? What do we do with Saquon? what's next for the New York Giants this offseason?
I feel like after the season he had, you have to keep Danny, personally. Unless,
But
because what other
what do you
options are
what
out
do you
there that
Well, I'm
you
not,
would
saying,
rather
I'm
are
not
we
keep?
saying do
signing?
you let him go. I'm saying what are your what would
Yeah,
you do in
what-
terms of a contract?
what do
with
you
him?
sign? What's like the realistic
That's what I'm
ceiling
asking.
on
You need to keep
a
him.
Daniel
Yeah,
Jones
for the time
contract look
being.
like?
Yeah.
Because he isn't your franchise guy.
No.
I don't think he's your franchise guy. What is a good contract for a Daniel
I think
Jones?
you give him 2 years. You give him essentially whatever he wants for those 2 years because I'm sure he could get a longer deal elsewhere.
Mhm.
So you give him what he wants for the 2 years. You say, listen, man, we made the playoffs. This was your best year here. We're building something great. Let's run it back. Let's see what we could do in the next 2 years. If we don't make any progress, you want to go test the market again, get that long-term deal, go ahead. We'll move on. But, I mean, I think both of them, Saquon too, I think you just, I think Danny, you give a shorter-term deal too, so you could have flexibility if it doesn't work out. But I think Saquon has to come back. I mean,
Yeah, they need him.
it's tough paying a running back, but, Saquon
He was their
brings
offense.
he
So
brings
he-
a lot more to
He
the
turned
team.
down $12 million a season. He turned down the Chubb contract, which was what was offered to him apparently. And he also made comments that he thinks it's unrealistic to think he can reset the market too. So that means it's going to be a contract in the range of 12 to 16 million a season, assuming he's not taking 12, so 13 to 16 per season for Saquon. It's a lot of money for a running back, but I'm open to him taking 13 or 14 a year if that's offered and he wants to accept that. I'm 100% willing to have Saquon back, but I've seen franchise tag thrown out there for Saquon. I don't think he'd be happy with that. Now, I would be open to franchise tagging Daniel Jones. I think that makes a lot of sense, but I would not tag Saquon Barkley and potentially ruin that relationship with him. I don't think that's worth it. So, it's a tough position to be in for Joe Shane. I really don't know what the Giants do next because we really don't. I personally don't think we have our long-term quarterback. I never really have thought that completely. Obviously, he was great last week and stuff, but I still needed a couple years of him doing this consistently
consistent
before I can
football.
actually pay him a long-term contract. Yeah. And obviously, I'm not making these decisions. Joe Shane is, and I trust him. But look, it's a long road for the Giants this offseason. It's going to be a complicated one, but it's going to be an interesting one. So I'm very excited to see what we end up doing. But I trust the front office, and that's the first time I could say that in probably my entire years of being a fan, which feels good. I can say it. That definitely feels good to be able to say that. But
Definitely got to get him receivers, though.
yes.
I think that's after signing them. That's the first priority.
Speaking of the devil, DeAndre Hopkins is going to get traded.
I saw that. Yeah.
So apparently Patriots are in on that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Patriots
Patriots
and the
just hired
Ravens.
Bill O'Brien as well. That was a big move for them. Finally got an actual offensive coordinator instead of using Matt Patricia to be your fucking offensive coordinator.
Matt Patricia.
But yeah, so that's that.
I think you said receiver. I think from me personally watching the Giants this year, I think their biggest position of need is inside linebacker.
Not in there.
Oh no, okay, all right.
I'd be
Yes.
Jalen Smith. Jalen Smith was a cool dude coming out of college, but
He was really good coming out.
he's not the answer at inside linebacker, and I don't even know who the other inside linebackers on this team are. But,
Gerard Davis was
Yeah,
the other one.
exactly.
Also a former first-round
Yeah.
pick.
but I think that's a huge position in need. I think that's, obviously pass rush is very important, but second to pass rush, I think that's the most important position on the defense, just to have a guy to be the captain of the defense, to call the plays, to keep everyone in check. So I think that's a huge need for them, whether they do that in the draft or in free agency, we'll
completely
see.
agree.
But I think that's really huge.
Ravens defense showed what that could do for a defense.
Yeah.
So
Obviously, the O-line could use some work. The receiver room could use some work. You could use some corners. There's still a bunch of needs on this team, but I think they're in a good spot. And I think if they bring back Daniel Jones and bring back Saquon, I think it would be pretty hard to mess it up. If you bring those guys back, I think it'd be pretty hard to put out a worse product than you had out there this year.
I agree.
Yeah.
I feel like even the young players, all they have is up at this point, especially Evan Neal. Can't get worse. Can't get worse than what you did this season. So
Still Wandale Robinson, man.
coming back from a torn ACL, yes. I mean, it depends on how he looks too. So those are never easy to come back from, especially the first season. But Sterling Shepard probably going to be back in the wide receiver room. Just hoping he retires, honestly, and taking a wide receiver coach job, which would be dope.
Well, he's a free agent.
Yes, he is, but I think we're going to have him back. I hope he retires, but he says he wants to continue playing football. I don't want to see the man go through another injury-riddled season. He's already torn his Achilles, torn his ACL, had multiple concussions. So I'd much rather just see Sterling Shepard as a coach next season, but that's just me. But yeah, all right, on to
another quick thing.
yeah. Go ahead.
What is a franchise tag? Like I've heard the term before.
So
I never know like the full definition.
it's a 1-year deal, and it gives you the average of the top 5 salaries. Correct me if I'm wrong. Average of the top 5 salaries at that position.
Okay.
For 1 year.
Okay.
Yes, and then the
Interesting.
following year it goes up exponentially if you are to franchise tag them once again. So Danny's franchise tag this year would be $32 million. Next season, if we franchised him again, I think it's around 42 or 43. So, yeah, the first tag is relatively manageable, and then the second tag
Is
is
not.
just exponentially out of this world. So yeah. That's the franchise tag, and also every offseason you only can franchise tag one player.
Yeah, I knew that.
One
like
player.
I
You
knew
can't
I like the
franchise tag
simulations
multiple
behind
people.
it, but I just
So-
didn't know like what exactly franchise.
Yeah,
tag
yeah.
meant.
Essentially, it's used as a tool for teams to hammer out long-term extensions if they can't get it done prior to the deadline and stuff like that. So that's usually
Okay.
what the tag is
It'd be
used
cool
for.
if there was something like that in the NBA.
I would love to see that, but players would not have
Kind
that.
of like a restricted
You
free
can't-
agent in a way.
but you
like,
can't
it's not the
negotiate.
same.
You can't.
No.
That's I don't think they're
It's not
very,
the
I don't
same,
think
though.
they're similar at all.
The NFL Players
They kinda just
Association
suck,
needs
aren't
to
they? 'Cause
negotiate some
the players
stuff.
don't have a choice.
I mean, not
Yeah,
really.
with the franchise
No,
tag?
they-
Not really stuck. I
You-
mean, you could.
Like DeAndre Ayton. I feel
Yeah.
like he would have been happier if they had more time to figure out their extension.
But a lot of players don't like it, especially running backs, because if you're signing that 1-year deal, you have no long-term security and you could get injured going into the next season.
And that's
but players have sat out in
Yeah.
the past. So you don't have to play under the tag, but then you're not making the money from the tag. So therefore, it's a tough situation. If you get franchise tagged, they're essentially saying you haven't proven it to us enough to give you the money. So it's a tough situation as a GM, as a player. You really don't want to use the franchise tag unless you absolutely have to. But the last game, 49ers, Cowboys.
We them boys.
Freedom boys.
Sorry, Cowboys fans, but it always seems to happen. You guys,
Boys,
you-
what
happened, man? Oh
dog?
my God, bro! Skip Bayless. I want to be Skip Bayless right now and just smash the table and be like, "How about them Cowboys?" But I'm not gonna do that because that might fuck up some wires and stuff.
Good idea.
Please.
That's a
But
really
yeah.
good idea.
But yeah, how about them Cowboys? Bad game.
Dakota.
So, as for the 49ers, let's give them their flowers. Great game for the defense.
As we all expect from that defense, just an amazing defense.
Purdy was
Good.
unspectacular.
But you don't need a QB to win.
You definitely
Who's
do.
good
I don't.
We're about to find out.
He's good
We're
enough.
going to find out, but I don't think you need a top tier QB to.
You just need
be
a
successful.
good quarterback.
I
good
disagree.
enough.
I don't know. Last
Good
time-
enough.
I feel like the last time the Niners were in the Super Bowl, we saw that they needed a quarterback.
Yeah,
So,
I agree.
but Purdy was good though. You know, for who he is,
Yeah.
he didn't turn the ball over. I feel like that's really all you could ask.
He
from them.
almost did.
definitely
That
almost
Diggs,
did.
that
Yeah.
Diggs pick,
Yeah,
That's
that was close.
Yeah.
yeah, but didn't turn the ball over. Didn't pass for a touchdown, so you don't really love that. Only put up one touchdown.
They had 4
in
field
the
goals
entire
today.
game. Yeah, I mean it's good for my fantasy playoff team
Yeah.
because I probably gold, but not ideal.
No.
Definitely not ideal for them. I think this was honestly more of a product of the Cowboys playing poorly than the
Mhm.
Niners playing well.
I
Defensive game.
Yeah,
very, very.
Definitely hurt that Pollard went down.
definitely.
Obviously.
Cowboys defense was incredible, man.
Yes,
Yeah.
very good in this game. It hurt a lot that you no longer had your explosive runner in Tony Pollard, obviously.
Some
So
big
the
clunky fuck. And Zeke.
handing that ball off, the 49ers did not fear you anymore after Tony Pollard went down. Zeke just looks like a shell
Man went
of
10
his
for 26.
former
Yeah.
self, and it is ugly to watch. this poor dude got ran over on the last play of the
Oh
game.
my god, that play was amazing. What were they thinking?
Oh my god. Apparently, that was not what they were attempting to do.
So what was?
It was just that the pressure got into Dak's face too quickly. But what did you expect to happen when you had Ezekiel Elliott as your only offensive
I was
line?
gonna say, like, when you drew up, they set up this formation, and then the Niners called a timeout, and then they came right back out and
and
they
did the
same
same thing.
thing.
Same thing.
And what did you think Ezekiel Elliott was going to be able to block anyone rushing him?
Did you think Kyle Shanahan and
Like-
D'Amico Ryans were not going to change the play call?
Right, the play
That's
call,
my
the play
thing.
call immediately was obviously rush him.
Yeah.
I was watching the game with everyone, and I was at Tom's house, and I was like, "Yo, can't they all just rush him?" And then he just got speared.
Yeah, Zeke got ran over by Aziz Al-Shaair, and then just straight up ran through,
He got
bro.
destroyed.
Ran.
It was great. It was the best way to end that game.
And it's 2 years in a row now of questionable play calling to end the Cowboys season.
Perfect way to explain it.
You know, we gotta say it. I thought Dak Prescott was gonna show up in this game. I thought this was his one shining moment, and once again, when the Cowboys need it the most, Dak Prescott
Disappeared.
does not show up. So,
It's like the Avatar.
you know,
Bro,
his decision making's lackluster, to say, when it comes down to it. When it's important, we need a score here time. His decision making has been pretty poor.
You know, we mentioned that a lot of his picks were off receivers' hands. This game
No.
did no
Yeah.
favors
No.
for him.
Yeah.
None at all. Because he threw it to a corner
Right
who
there.
ran the route for Michael Gallup
Yeah.
and then threw it into double coverage and got picked off by Fred Warner on a tip pass.
Yeah.
So
it was not very good for Dak. So
I have to ask this: is Dak good enough to where this team can eventually make and win a Super Bowl?
I don't know, man.
He plays like it sometimes, but then other times he's like
complete
There's-
opposite.
A lot of things that are not a lot of things that are wrong with this team. They were a really good team this year, but Dak's questionable, the run game's questionable, and the coach
Outside of Pollard.
and the coaching is definitely questionable.
Most
Oh,
definitely
I-
questionable. That's the biggest
I didn't
question mark there is.
understand the Mike McCarthy pickup when it first happened. You replace one meathead with another meathead. Respectfully to Jason Garrett and Mike McCarthy, like,
So many meatheads.
but like that's just what it is. Mike McCarthy, his whole time in Green Bay, people were questioning him.
Yep.
After they won the first Super Bowl there, people were questioning him. And then Jason Garrett was getting questioned his whole time he was in
Coach
Dallas.
Clapp.
So why are you bringing another guy who has the same resume also just with a Super Bowl because of Aaron Rodgers? It never made sense to me. And we're seeing that now. Like you said, this is 2 straight years where the play calling at the end of the game doesn't make sense to anyone. And obviously, they were, 60-plus yards out, so the odds of them scoring there were very slim.
Yeah.
So
the call just gave them no chance.
I
Right.
think the call was supposed to be a wide receiver screen
Yes.
with lead blockers as
Yeah.
as the offensive lineman, but like it didn't work clearly because
Like I
he
said-
had no time, obviously. But God, bro,
Yeah.
you can't just have Zeke as your only blocker.
So the key free agents for the Cowboys, from my estimation, are Tony Pollard, Connor McGovern, Brett Maher.
I love that first kick got blocked.
Yeah, that's
That was
Bro,
I wanted them to score so bad
And
on
you
the
know
last
what's
drive,
crazy? Apparently,
just so that
it
he
was
could miss.
it was going to miss anyway.
No, I know.
Yeah,
Like
that's what I heard.
it was only blocked
saw the
because of
replay,
how
yeah.
so far off
Bro,
it was to the
it's-
right.
It's so odd
Yeah.
that his demons were only on extra points because his 2 field goals were
Yeah.
straight down the middle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted them to go down that field and score so bad just for them to miss the extra kick.
They would have had to go
Bro.
for 2. They would have went for 2.
Probably, honestly.
I don't think they would have kicked it.
Nah, they wouldn't have won for 2.
What are you doing that
There's no way they would have won for 2.
I think you go for 2.
They
in that
weren't going for
situation.
2.
I think you go for 2.
Yeah, but the
We're
free
not
agents
going
are
into.
also Jonathan Hankins, Trayvon Mullen, Anthony Barr,
Trayvon Mullen on that team.
Leighton Vander Esch, Anthony Brown, and a huge one, I think, Dalton Schultz.
Mm.
So, Tony Pollard is priority number 1, obviously. And Dalton Schultz arguably priority number 2.
I mean, Pollard's gonna be out
It doesn't
for
matter.
like a lot of the season anyway.
It does not. Not
But
for not for
Probably
a lot of
helps
the season.
them out.
It does help them out.
Yeah.
Drives his price down for
Yeah.
sure. But I think Jerry's going to take care of him either way, honest to God, because usually Jerry Jones takes care of his own guys. So, also saw that Zeke is open to a pay cut, which obviously,
And they're paying a fullback all this money.
bro, you better be open to a fucking pay cut because he's no longer good at the whole football thing.
No.
But yeah, I mean, you have to get a pay cut with Zeke done, and then you have to re-sign Tony Pollard because there's no explosive threats on this offense outside of Tony Pollard.
Leighton Vander Esch.
Leighton Vander Esch is definitely important as well.
I think Anthony Barr brings a different aspect to that defense.
Anthony Barr,
Cool for them.
I think he
he's
brings
kinda
a.
washed.
he is lost.
He still is.
He's decent.
He's still fast. He's still very fast. Still brings that aspect, I feel.
He's a versatile defensive piece, I
Yeah.
guess, because he could do a lot of things in terms of rushing the passer a little bit, and then obviously he could be
He
a
could
cover
drop down the
linebacker
coverage,
sometimes.
which is cool, I think, having someone who could do both.
But Anthony Barr should not even be worried about for them.
I don't think so. I don't think he's like a big focal point when they talk about their free agents, but I feel like it's a cool piece that they should bring back.
Leighton should be back.
Leighton should be back.
Leighton should
He had a
be
really
back.
good season for them.
Yes, he did. Big
And
bounce back
like I
season.
just said, that Mike linebacker position I think is very important. So
As for that, I mean, the corners. The corners outside of Trayvon Diggs. Obviously, Anthony Brown I think he tore his Achilles or ruptured his Achilles this season, so therefore that got rid of your second corner, and Anthony Brown was at least solid. And once he went down, you saw that they didn't really have much depth in terms of cornerbacks, and they're going to need to get a guy. I don't know who it is, but you got to go get a guy, at least one, maybe two, and you got to fortify the depth in the cornerback position next to Trayvon Diggs. So that's another thing. But, yeah,
Jalen
Dalton
Ramsey.
Schultz, Tony Pollard, I mean, he's available for trade. So
Yeah.
apparently they will be trading Jalen Ramsey, so that's going to be a big-time move. We'll see where he ends up. And overall, they stopped the run incredibly well in this game, except for late in the game. Elijah Mitchell was kind of getting a little bit of whatever he wanted later in the game. And it is such a luxury for the 49ers to be able to put Christian McCaffrey on the sidelines for a little while and have Elijah Mitchell running the football. Like, still one of the best pure runners of the football in the league. Like, he's a very underrated piece for this Niners team when he's healthy. Debo Samuel obviously gets a few of the carries every once in a while, but, bro, what?
Tom said, I just saw this. He said like when you're talking about the world will hear your thoughts soon. He said
Yeah.
you're like a Batman villain. You're plotting like a Batman villain.
But yeah, I mean, it was shout out the 49ers for winning. Dallas, the Cowboys are gonna do what they do. Cowboys are gonna do what they do. It's always choking the biggest
That was
moments.
the only reason why I said they were pretenders. Is
We them
because
boys gonna boys.
they're on the Dallas Cowboys.
They looked like real life contenders though. They did prior
Yeah.
to this game, and the defense showed up, but the offense did not. So
Yeah.
happens, man. Sorry to you, all the Cowboy fans that we know. So apologize to you guys for having to go through this pain over and over and over again. But here we go.
Here we go.
Here we
Conference
go.
championship time.
I know I'm picking for one game. I don't know about the other though.
I know I'm picking for. I don't know I'm picking for the other.
Yeah.
oh, we're gonna have to.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Pick.
We're gonna decide
No,
right
well,
here,
Chris-
right now.
Pick.
Well, what game do we want to start with?
Start with the Chiefs Bengals.
Why are you asking me, bro? You
I'm-
can
I'm-
profess it to the world,
Let's
bro.
start with the Chiefs Bengals.
Yeah. Start us off then.
I'm taking the Bengals. Honestly, mostly because Mahomes is hurt. Yeah, I think Joe Burrow's been on a roll. I think they're just gonna beat the Chiefs. They've beat them the last 3 times they played.
Chiefs for your Super Bowl pick, and you're pivoting.
Yeah,
Wow, that's
I'm pivoting. Yeah,
pretty crazy.
Mahomes got hurt. That's why I'm pivoting. If he wasn't hurt, I'd probably pick the Chiefs. But
Yeah, I'm sticking with that guy. I'm gonna take Patrick Mahomes
that's fair.
because he just does things that don't make sense to anybody.
He does.
So defying the odds just seems to be something that continuously happens here, and Mahomes and I think the Chiefs as a team are underrated. I genuinely do. I think that defense is better than people give it credit for. Steve Spagnuolo always makes sure they're prepared, and love that guy. Brought us 2 Super Bowls, and Chiefs will be back in the Super Bowl. Run it back.
I am going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals here. I think well, once again, as you said, Pat Mahomes is hurt. It's going to be tough to win a game with Pat Mahomes not being 100%. And as you said, the Bengals just own them.
And it's an Arrowhead, by the way.
I feel like the
What was last
Bengals
season too?
Yeah, I feel like the Bengals just play better at Arrowhead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chris, I think I know who you're picking,
I'm
man.
picking the Chiefs. It's Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback we've seen other than Tom Brady. The Chiefs, I think, are the better team. Like you said, Matt, Steve Spagnuolo always puts out a good defense come playoff time. They're always prepared. This is a team that they lost to in the same game last season. I think they will be mightily prepared. The Chiefs lost to the Bengals in the conference championship last season.
Oh no, that's not what I was. I was seeing something brewing here. We got a 2-on-2 on our hands.
Mm-hmm.
There's
Okay.
no way to
Tag
settle
team match.
other-
Yeah, how else do you want to settle
Put
this?
money on it. I'll
Fucking
fucking put,
tag team
I'll
match?
put 50 on the.
50-50?
I'll put 50
Yeah,
on the
we each
Chiefs.
put
I'll
right
put
now.
50 on the Chiefs right now.
I'm not confident enough in the Bengals to put $50 on it.
We could both put 50 on the Chiefs right now.
I'll
Yeah,
put
you
50 on
guys,
the
the
Chiefs.
three you can make a bet, and I'll be the eyewitness.
Yeah,
Are you-
I'm not
Are
betting
you
with both
putting
of you.
100 on
No.
the Bengals?
I'm not doing that.
Well,
Okay.
what if you do 25? Like 25 from each of them.
I mean, like, yeah, I could do that if you guys want.
25?
25? All right. I'll
So
take
you're
25
spending.
on-
Okay, yeah.
So-
I'll put 25 on
the
this.
Chiefs.
So he's
So-
doing 25. I'm doing 25, and you're giving each of us 25 in this case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bro, I'm a
So
really
you're
good
making
mediator.
two separate $25 bets. Is what you're doing.
Pretty
You're
much.
making one bet with me and one bet with him.
Yeah,
Yes,
pretty much.
that is what you're doing.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
There you go.
you're welcome,
Y'all
guys.
witnessed that.
I just got
Y'all
one of
witnessed
you
that.
guys
Chiefs
money.
Kingdom. Let's ride. I've been a Chiefs fan since the day I was born. I've always loved Kansas City. I have a Chiefs shirt somewhere. My dad used to
Where
go to
is
business
Kansas
trip.
City?
Missouri.
Missouri.
Nice, okay.
Joe Shiesty, you
You'd be
brought me
surprised.
a dynasty championship. Let's go to the Super Bowl. Come on. We going.
Good
I
one.
think
going.
I think, bro,
We going.
not 4 times in a row. It ain't happening. Patrick Mahomes is finally getting Joe Burrow on this one. I think this is time. It's time, man.
But he owns him.
The Chiefs
don't
are
matter.
pissed.
They are pissed. They don't like the disrespect that everyone's giving them. They don't like it. So they're done, and they're winning, and they're going to the Super Bowl. So, as for NFC,
Oof.
then this might be a little bit tougher for me. Definitely tougher for me.
Well, yeah, this is who I don't know who I'm picking.
But I know who I'm taking.
yeah,
but
I
it's a
mean,
little tougher for
My
me.
Super Bowl, I'll lead this off. My Super Bowl pick is still here. The Niners. I'm taking the Niners over the Eagles.
My Super Bowl pick is also still here.
So is
It's
mine.
the opposite team.
Mm.
I'm taking the Eagles. As much as I hate to say it,
That's
I'm taking the Eagles.
exactly what
They're
I think
gonna
I'm
rattle
doing.
Purdy, man. They're gonna rattle him.
I don't know. I've been behind this. You don't need a QB to win. So I'm going to stick. I'll be a fool if I didn't stick behind my
Are you
word.
confident enough in the 49ers to put $50 on it right now?
Ooh.
25.
All right. There we go.
25 from both of us. Because I got the Eagles. The Eagles showed me this past week that they are clearly the superior team to the 49ers. And
Yeah.
it starts at the top dog position, the quarterback position.
Wide receiver
and it's as
one.
simple as that. I'll take the Eagles there too.
I'm still taking A.J. Brown over Debo too, but that's just me personally. But, yeah, I mean, it's going to be – that one's going to be a fun one, I think.
Yeah.
But
mean,
I
they
can
both-
also see it getting ugly.
They
I'm,
both have great defenses. They both have playmakers from that could catch the ball. They both have a really good run game, but it just comes down to the Eagles have a quarterback, the 49ers don't.
Yeah,
That's fair.
I'm gonna pivot both my Super Bowl picks. I'm gonna take the Eagles also.
That's really crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I am.
You're
Wow.
just not a man.
You
All
don't
right, fine. I'll take this. I'll take
No,
the
no,
49ers.
no. Because now you're pivoting again.
You're right.
You're
Come
ever
on,
gonna,
but it's
are
the
you ever
initial-
going to stick to your guns?
$25. I have the Eagles. You
But I
have
don't want to take the
49.
49ers. I think the Eagles are gonna win.
Whatever, man. Just do the pivot.
I just think the Eagles rattle Purdy. Personally, I think, like we said, one of the best pass rushes of all time against Mr. Irrelevant in his rookie season. So it's going to be a fun one. I definitely am taking the Eagles in this one, but I will say I will be rooting to lose this bet. I'm not going to lie to you. I will definitely be rooting for the 49ers,
Yeah.
but logic tells me I think it's going to be the Eagles.
Yeah,
fair.
I want the
So-
Niners to win.
I'm just
I can
I'm
see the
sticking
Eagles
by my
beating
guns.
the brakes off of them.
That's what I'm
Just
saying.
mind
Yeah.
the
You see these guns right here? I'm sticking by them. No QB, you still make it to a Super Bowl.
I can see that 49ers defense just not being enough to overcome Brock Purdy versus that stout Philadelphia defense.
Fair.
Yeah, I mean, Slay and Bradbury, a pick each. a pick each.
Yeah,
Each of them taking one
I
from
just think
Purdy.
You should make a lay on that.
I'm not doing that.
based
It's a
off
bad
our
idea.
segment last week that we ended the show with, I think we're gonna get the greatest looking Super Bowl of all time.
based on our ratings,
I was getting
yeah.
based off our ratings.
Bro, I was getting.
I mean, no, I don't know. Everyone got a 3.9.
We had Hurts being tops, right?
Yeah, no,
it was
I-
Burrow and Hurts.
I gave Hurts an 8.1.
I didn't give Burrow the highest.
I didn't
no,
either.
I gave
was
Hurts
getting-
3.9.
I know me and Dean did, and I know you gave Hurts the most.
I was getting
Yeah, I
flamed
gave
in
Hurts
the
an
comments
8.1.
for giving Joe Burrow a 4. People
know.
were like, the kid who said Joe Burrow's not handsome is on drugs. Damn right I am.
Nah, Burrow's a handsome dude, but he's not more handsome than some of the other guys.
He's not more handsome than
playoffs.
Josh Allen.
He's not more handsome than Josh Allen. He's
not more handsome
than Jalen Hurts.
I don't think he's more handsome. Actually, him and Pat Mahomes.
He's more handsome than Pat. He's more handsome than Pat. Come on.
You know what? You said that thing about Trevor Lawrence before, so I guess that would be your answer, Matt. But you could do something else. You guys want to give one right now? First thing that comes to your mind. Way too early. Next NFL season. Hot take. First thing that comes to
I
your
kind of
mind.
gave mine.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say Trevor Lawrence winning MVP.
Shit, I don't know. I didn't really think about this.
No, it was just the first
yeah.
thing
No, I
that comes
know.
to your mind. I'm thinking of in my mind right now.
My mind is
Trevor
an
Lawrence
enigma.
MVP.
Is Tom Brady going to the Niners a hot take?
Yeah,
It's pretty spicy.
All right, I'll take that one.
Tom to
And
the
they're gonna win the
Niners,
Super
bro.
Bowl.
It's not your own hot take. That's a take
Yeah.
you've seen.
I also said that a million times
Yeah.
on this podcast.
Yo, your guns, they're no longer sticky. Your guns ain't sticky
He
no
doesn't have
more.
his
All
own
right, well, I
gun.
said they were gonna win the Super Bowl next year.
Okay. My hot take is the Chargers are winning it all.
So wait, do you have them winning? No, you don't have them beating the Eagles.
Chargers are winning it next year.
That's hot.
No. Oh, yeah.
That is very hot.
Oh, yeah.
My hot take is the Patriots make some changes this offseason. They add some weapons and they beat out the New York Football Jets, the New York Buffalo Football Bills, and my Miami Dolphins and win the AFC East. Mac Jones takes a huge step forward with some weapons beside
D-Hop.
him.
I was about to say, I think I can add to that and say D-Hop ends up on the Patriots.
Love to see it, man.
That I think is going to
I
happen.
think Mac Jones is a good player. I think
Me too.
he's in a really poor quarterback situation.
I
So
agree. So
I think
honestly,
the
I don't hate
Patriots have
that.
some pieces on defense.
I
love
don't-
Matt Judon.
I don't hate
That's
that.
my hot take.
Yeah, so that's there
Just
you
a
go.
quick
There's some
little-
extra
yeah,
stuff
just
right
a
there.
quick
Yeah, I mean,
little-
Yeah.
quick little hot takes thing. So, but yeah, so that's our NFC and AFC championship predictions. Obviously, that leaves you with Eagles, Bengals in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
I would have Eagles versus the Chiefs in the Super Bowl,
I have Niners, Bengals.
and Chris has
Chiefs,
Chiefs,
Eagles.
Eagles.
Yes, sir.
So all of those would be super fun to watch.
Let's
I'm
go
just saying.
Niners.
So, but yeah, gonna be a fun weekend.
we
Also,
gotta do something for the Super Bowl.
yes, we
Yeah,
should.
we're off.
Yo,
so
let's
that's
tweet
nice.
out if someone
Watch party.
someone who answers our.
At
We could
Sully's
do a
house.
watch party. I'd love to do a watch
At Sully's
party.
house, yeah.
I mean, I feel like we're gonna watch
No.
a game together anyway, so
Mhm.
like we could go live while we watch the game. That'd be cool. I
Yeah.
don't think anyone would join because
No.
I think everyone's
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 Have
gonna
that
watch the
flag.
Super
Yeah,
Bowl
there's no
with
point.
people.
But I mean, we could bring our stuff to wherever we go, and we could record something right after the game. But we should tweet
We
out.
should do that.
I like that.
Yeah, 100%. We should tweet out whoever the day of the game. Whoever replies to this tweet with the correct score of the game wins something.
Then we probably get a lot of
Some interaction.
some interaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we give away.
I'd
something,
reply on the
something
tweet.
nice, like a
Dean's
100
spot on the podcast.
Like,
Yeah.
Dean's spot on the podcast.
I was thinking more like a gift card. but-
Nah, that's worth
For
more.
one episode, Dean's kicked off, and you
no,
get to hop on.
forever. We'll have him redo the logo and everything.
Let's go, Deadpool! Come on, you got this.
Yeah, the
Um,
Super Bowl should be fun. These next games this weekend should be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Should be a good time.
Especially because it was an underwhelming divisional round, so I'm really hoping for a really entertaining championship round.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's what we got for today in terms of football. But we have one other thing, and this is more of a fun, type
Lighthearted.
of game we can do.
Yeah.
You guys have seen us. You guys have seen us do this with NBA players.
Hold on, Julius Randle, 5 for 7 for 3 in
Let's
the first
go.
quarter.
It's one of those games.
Yay! Go Julius, the king of New York.
No, wait, while
Still
we're on the
feel how I
topic,
feel.
bro, when do they play the Nets? Like this
The
week?
Knicks?
Yeah, like
You want to go to the game?
Oh, if it's at Barclays, we can
Saturday?
get tickets for cheap. Trunks.
Yo,
Saturday. It's at Barclays,
What time?
Oh,
5:30 p.m.
Gem points, my friend.
that's some bullshit.
I'll get a job at Northwell and maybe.
Saturday, 5:30 p.m. at the Barclays Center.
We're off this weekend. Yeah.
We can't do Saturday.
Can't do Saturday.
Why?
Royal Rumble.
The Royal Rumble.
Hate to say it, but it's the
I'm
Royal
sorry.
Rumble. I actually decided
That
not to
is
go
Saturday.
skiing with my family this weekend to watch the Royal Rumble. So yeah.
Watch party.
I'm not. Yeah.
Yay.
We can have a watch party for the Royal Rumble. But yeah, I mean.
All right, then can we get tickets to the game where the Lakers play the Knicks?
I want to do that.
The 31st.
That I want to do. Either
Right.
the Knicks or the Nuts.
We could do that.
Either one. I want to
Trunks,
do that.
either
really
way,
bad.
we can get tickets with gem points.
Yes, sir.
Could definitely do
Yeah,
that.
it's back-to-back nights.
But I
next-
can't watch
next
Knicks
week.
Nets, bro. Can't do that. I can't skip the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, no,
Oh, no.
Yo.
It's too big of a
So-
spectacle.
Trunks, question for you. So let's say LeBron drops like 80
It's like
next
Sami
game.
Zayn wins the
Right?
belts off Roman Reigns.
So and LeBron is like the game we go to. Let's say we go to on the 31st, and LeBron he needs like 3 points to break the scoring record. Like he is going to break it. What jersey are you wearing?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm wearing a Knicks jersey. I'm not wearing LeBron.
I'm wearing a LeBron jersey.
I might,
yeah, you're a
I
Knicks
might
fan.
wear a fucking LeBron jersey. I don't fucking know.
You still have the high school one, right?
I do.
Give me the high school one for that.
Honestly,
game.
I wear
No.
both. I'll put both on.
I actually have a LeBron Lakers jersey, I think so, or a Cavs one. Yeah, I think I have a Cavs one, so I'll wear the LeBron Cavs.
We could all be
So-
different stages of LeBron,
We
like
could.
we were that one day.
That was good.
Yeah, that was fun.
So, but
Duke
yeah,
Hornets LeBron.
Yo, I have that in my closet too.
he does have that jersey as
I have
well.
both.
He has both of those.
Hornets, LeBron.
Hornet-
No, you
LeBron.
should wear that. You should wear that.
Yeah.
Like actually, that'd be comedy. That'd be
that'll,
elite.
that'll be a hot take.
It would stand out.
Yeah,
He would stand out.
it would be crazy if Bronny goes to the Hornets and LeBron goes to the Hornets, and then we have a.
Your jersey still says LeBron and not James.
You're right, but you know what? He would. He says he wants to play with his son. It'd be cool if he goes to the Hornets.
Yeah.
But anyways, you guys have seen us do this segment in the past with the NBA, and it's guess the player. I'll start, and we'll come up with a player that I'll come up with a player, a skill position player specifically, because some people here don't know defense and other players. But yeah, we're gonna do skill position
So
players.
skill position is quarterback, running back, tight end, wide receiver.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, no love to the defensive offensive line and the
Sorry,
defensive
Tubby boys.
players in general, but yeah, so and fullbacks. Sorry, fullbacks and punters and
Mr.
kickers.
Juicy Juice.
But anyways, yeah, I'll pick my player, and then these guys will have 10 questions. We'll go again, or do we want more than that?
Should we go
I
12?
feel like there's more.
I feel like we go 12.
Let's say 15 and just see how it goes.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll say
Good
15,
idea,
and we'll
yeah.
decide from there.
Okay.
But yeah, so
All right, who's the player?
Let us know when you have your player.
Who is it?
I got my player.
Okay.
Is this player in the NFC?
No,
So an AFC
Yeah, keep
team.
tabs on the
Okay.
questions.
I got this.
Did this player make the playoffs this season?
yes,
Oh, okay.
Okay. So
Okay.
is this player still in the playoffs?
no,
Okay, so it's not the Chiefs or Bengals.
Yeah.
All right.
So it could be the Bills,
Could be the Bills. It could be
the Jaguars,
Jaguars.
yeah, we
the
got to do
Chargers.
10 questions for this shit.
That's fine. We'll do 10.
What's that?
the Bills, the Jaguars, the Dolphins, the Chargers. Is that it?
Yeah, you said 5 teams. Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I think you said 4.
Chargers,
The
Bills,
Bills,
Jaguars,
Dolphins,
Dolphins.
Jaguars, Ravens, and Chargers.
The Ravens. So we have one AFC North team.
All right.
2 AFC East teams.
One South
And one West. Do we ask for South? Or
we should ask for East, the one with 2.
yeah.
No.
Oh yeah.
What if we ask? Okay, yeah, sure.
Are they in the AFC East?
No,
Oh yeah.
So it's a Raven, a Jaguar, or a Charger.
Do we want to ask if their team logo is an animal?
Could do that. I'll limit it down.
Sure.
Is their team
Yes.
logo an animal? Okay.
All right. So it's the Ravens or the Jaguars.
Yo, how many questions are we at?
We're at 5.
And we get 10?
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough. I said 12. I thought 12 was a good number.
I know what he wants to do.
Are they on the Jaguars?
Yes.
Okay. So it's Calvin Ridley or Evan Ingram. It's no one else. That's who it is. What are you looking at me like that for?
Why?
Because that's who he picked. He picked Calvin Ridley or Evan Ingram. That's
Oh,
who it
okay.
is.
Okay.
It's not Christian
My bad.
Kirk. It's not Zay Jones.
I got a question.
My bad.
I mean, well, actually, no. If we're stuck between those two, my question doesn't help. So, no,
Well, I
never
mean,
mind.
if it's between them two, we
It
can
has
just
to be between them two.
But
1, 2,
is it?
3, 4, 5.
It is.
Hold on.
I mean, we're only at 6 questions,
ask
so
one
we
more
can
question?
still ask
Can
it.
I ask one more question before we get into
Sure.
that? Is their primary use catching the ball
Yes.
So
Okay,
it's
nice.
not a running back.
or a
I don't
quarterback?
think Chris had a running back up anyways.
Oh yeah.
No, but I said to ask
You're
a
right,
question
you're right.
to be
All
sure.
right.
So that was 7, right?
Is it Calvin Ridley?
No.
Is it Evan Ingram?
No.
All right.
Okay.
So
All right.
it's
So 1, 2, 3,
You know what we
4,
didn't
5,
think of?
6, 7, 8. This is our last question. Now we
Wow.
need to get it.
You know what we didn't even think of?
What?
Is this player like a starter or not? You know?
You have. This is your last.
I know.
I'll give you 12. Fine. Fuck it. I'll give you 12.
No, I
I don't think
That's
he
a
would
lot,
pick a
though.
bench
I
player.
That's a
know.
lot, though.
We just kind of assumed when we said skill position
I
that it
know.
would be a starter,
I don't.
right?
I don't think he's gonna pick a bench player.
He might, bro. It's Sully.
It is
I know
Sully.
none of us three would have picked a bench player, but he probably would have picked a bench player.
All right.
Hmm.
So it's not Calvin Ridley, and it's not who else did we say?
Evan Ingram.
All right.
Who
So who
else
are the
is-
other
who else is
options?
in that room?
Christian
got
Kirk,
10. Yeah,
Zay
we're doing 10.
Jones, Marvin Jones, Jamal Agnew.
I like the sound of Marvin Jones.
I was thinking Marvin Jones.
Marvin Jones,
Marvin Jones?
Nope.
Fuck.
Well, that's it. Who was
It's
it?
the other one.
Zay Jones.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thought we were getting 12 questions.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's Zay.
Shit.
So.
You won. That was the first time someone won. But
Yeah,
it was,
but
it was a
that was
football,
football,
one. So,
so that was
different.
a little
Yeah,
more
it's a
difficult.
Mickey Mouse ring. Doesn't
Should we do a
count.
basketball one?
No, we can do. We'll do one more football one. Someone else. whoever
Trunks,
else
think of a
wants to.
player.
Me?
It's gonna be Justin Jefferson or Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah,
It's
no-
the
no
two
in
players
between.
He knows.
I got one.
Oh,
Alright, you do.
okay, cool.
I got one.
Cool. So, how many questions are we getting? Are we
We'll
staying
stick
on
with
10?
We'll stick with 10.
Okay.
If I got 10, yeah.
All right.
Okay. You got a player already in
Yes,
mind?
I got my
okay.
player.
Are they in the AFC?
Yes.
All
Okay,
right.
Trunks, write this down.
AFC.
Alright, I'm out of questions.
Did they make the playoffs this season?
No.
Oh. Now we're in tough territory.
Are we?
Okay. Hold on.
I'm gonna limit this shit down.
Limit it down,
Yeah,
Ortiz.
bro.
Limit it down,
Bro,
bro.
me and Pericone used to do guess the team all the time. It's just one step farther.
Hold up before you ask. Before anyone.
Shout out
asks.
Joe Pericone.
Um.
You ever see this come across on your Twitch? Shout out
Okay.
you, brother.
So didn't make the playoffs, right? That's leaves us with Patriots, Jets, Raiders. Broncos. What team had the least teams make the playoffs? Okay, so the AFC South has 3 teams that didn't make the playoffs. Okay.
All right.
So, and they didn't make
How
the
about-
playoffs,
so-
Can I
right?
just send the
here's-
AFC South?
No, here's how we can cut it in half between the divisions. We can ask if their region ends in an H or it ends in a T, like which one of them, because
Wow.
East and West.
Trunks.
And
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, Trunks.
Does
Wow.
their like East South, like their region, end with a T?
Yes.
All right.
So they're
it's the
East,
and
West.
East. Yeah.
So it's either the
West.
Patriots, the Jets.
Raiders, and Broncos.
Yes.
That was 3 questions,
That's
correct?
3 questions.
Okay. Yo, so we can narrow it down a little bit more. We could say that they have a face on the logo, like a human face on the logo. Because the Raiders and the,
The Raiders
Patriots
and
both have
like that.
human faces on the logo.
I like that.
Do they have a face?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
so it's the Raiders and the Patriots.
Should
All
we
right.
limit it down to one team now? Because
How many questions is that? Was that 4?
that was 4.
That's
So
4.
I think we limit
So
down
this is
to
the
one.
5th one.
I think we just limit it down to
Yeah,
just one
we
team.
could.
Yeah, go
Alright.
ahead.
Does the team have gray in the logo? Oh, no, not gray. Black.
team.
Is it the Raiders?
No.
I don't like doing that. I like asking actual questions.
I did.
Is it the Raiders? So he said no?
It's the Patriots.
It's Patriots, okay. Fucking
You idiot.
Do they have red in the logo?
Okay, so the Patriots.
All right.
Okay, so we have Ramondre Stevenson, we have Damian Harris, I don't think he would pick any other running back. If he did, I'm impressed. Jacoby Myers, Devontae Parker. Trying to think of who else we have on the Patriots. Obviously Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith. Oh boy, okay.
So quick
Wait.
quick idea, like gut feeling. I think it's Devontae Parker, but we're not going to go with that yet.
Wait. What's
That's
everybody's
just my-
numbers?
that's just my-
That's the
just my
question.
head.
Ramondre Stevenson is 38. Damian Harris is 30 something.
I like the question that we asked before. Is
About
there
the
a primary
position.
like,
Okay,
catching the ball?
Yeah, so as their position states, is their position a primary ball catcher? It means wide
Are they
receiver,
a wide receiver
tight
or a
end.
tight end?
Yes.
Okay.
I wouldn't consider.
All right, so
Because like Ramondre Stevenson's job is also to catch the football.
Yeah, but
so
Realistically, running backs, as I said,
Austin,
position.
Ask Austin Eckler that. I mean,
I'm going to
I
change
mean,
my
yeah,
gut
I'll ask him
feeling.
that in the playoffs, and then he'll get 2 receptions. So fuck you.
All right, my updated gut feeling is Jonnu Smith.
okay. So
Personally.
hold up. We have
So
Hunter
once
Henry.
again, you're not sticking to your
do
guns.
we have the roster
Yeah.
up?
I do.
Okay.
I'm still looking at logos. Like I don't know which one we're on.
Like I know the roster. That's not the issue. It's just like I don't think he's gonna take. Okay, we should ask if he's a starter or not, because Jonnu Smith doesn't start. I know Devontae and Jacoby Myers are starters.
Mm-hmm.
Who
Who's
the
the other
fuck
one?
is
Is
the
it-
third receiver,
Is
bro?
it Kendrick Bourne?
Yes, Kendrick Bourne is the other one. It's not gonna be Ty Montgomery. There's no way.
5, 6.
All
We could ask if he starts.
right, does he start?
I think so.
What's his name? We'll tell you.
Can't tell you that.
Well, we just named the starters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Starts.
It was one of the guys you named.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
So it has to be
So it's either Hunter
Bourne,
Henry-
Hunter Henry,
Yeah.
and then Devontae Parker and wait, they also have Nelson Aguilar. Forgot about that, but he said they don't start, so it can't be Nelson Aguilar.
No, he said they do start.
Oh yeah. He said
Do we
they
try to
start.
knock it down? Just ask if it's a tight end. Or do we not feel? Because if it is a tight end, there's
Hold on.
quite literally
Is there
one
any
answer.
way to?
Kendrick Bourne, Nelson Aguilar, Jacoby Myers. Could ask if they have an N in their name.
Kendrick.
Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry has an N.
Mm-hmm. Good. I think Nelson Aguilar has an N.
Jacoby Myers doesn't.
But that's the same thing as asking, is it Jacoby Myers?
Devontae Parker also does. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's the same thing, just different shapes.
Wait.
Do they have an A in their name?
First name, specifically.
First name? No.
All right, so it's either Kendrick Bourne or Hunter Henry.
Hunter Henry. How many guesses do we have left?
You said an A
An A.
in the first name. Nelson doesn't have an A in there in the first name.
He's on the bench, we said.
Is he on the bench?
I don't think Aguilar starts for them.
Okay.
Look at the depth chart. Look at their depth chart. Because if we're wrong...
And how many questions are we at?
Taekwon Thornton's
So-
on the
so-
starter
so
part.
if
portion of the
if
depth
we're
chart?
down to a
I'm
two
not
players.
going by the depth chart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I know.
So-
We're
Kendrick
going by what
Bourne-
we said before.
So we're down to 2 players and we have 2 questions left.
Yeah. So
We could just...
is it
say
Devontae
both.
Parker?
No.
Is it Hunter Henry?
No.
What the fuck?
Good job,
it was
guys.
Jonnu Smith. That's why when you said, does he start, I was like, because, like, they run 2 tight ends, like,
They don't
he
start
wouldn't
with
be
the 2
the
tight but yes,
starter.
I know what you
and
mean.
then you said the players we named are the starters, and you named Jonnu Smith.
But we said Jonnu Smith wasn't a starter.
Bro, you said, and I quote, we can run it back, the players I named are starters. That's
now
why
we
I
say they're
was
not.
I did say Jonnu Smith is
Don't
not
bang
a
on the
starter.
table,
I'm
Troy.
I
sorry.
did say Jonnu Smith is not a
I
starter.
was like, and that's why I thought you guys knew once I did that, because
That is why I said
Oh.
my second gut feeling is Jonnu Smith.
I also, I mean, if
Fuck.
yeah, I mean, I guess I cheated, but
yeah,
like,
if we don't want to count that,
cheated.
if we don't want to
That's
count that
fair.
one,
No, that's fair.
I
That's
have
fair.
a player in mind.
All right,
Like,
this is the last
Last
one.
Yup.
one.
All right, I got him. Go.
You ready? All right.
Yup.
AFC or NFC?
It's yes or no questions.
Is it AFC?
Yes.
Okay.
Why you gotta be so difficult?
Did they make the playoffs this season?
They did indeed.
They did. Nice. I like that. Should we ask if they're still in the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean that's the most logical one, I guess.
Fuck you. Are they still in the playoffs?
No.
We said AFC.
Dick.
AFC, yes.
All right, so this leaves us with the Dolphins, Bills,
Same as before.
Chargers, yeah, Ravens,
All right.
Jags. Hold up. Chargers, Dolphins, Bills.
We could ask if they're in the AFC East because that's 2 teams.
Yeah.
Or we can ask if their name starts with an A, B, C, or D, or a B, C, or D.
Wait,
Because Dolphins, Chiefs, Dolphins, Chargers, and Bengals.
Oh, perfect.
Well, no.
Wait.
Bengals are still in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
Dolphins, Chargers,
Dolphins,
and
Bills, and yeah. B, C, or D. Does their name start with a B, C, or a D?
Yes.
Okay.
All
So
right.
it leaves the Bills, the Dolphins, and the Chargers.
All right. Are they in the AFC
it's
East?
definitely on the Chargers. It has to be.
They are in the
Okay.
AFC East.
So we have the
So
Bills
it's
and the
not
Dolphins.
the Chargers.
You could have just
not
led
the
with that
Chargers.
question. It would make so much more
so
sense.
it's the Bills or Dolphins. Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
waste
it's a
of
waste
a question.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, no, it definitely
eliminated.
was.
It eliminated
Well, Chris was going to ask straight away.
the Ravens and the Jags.
Chris was going to ask straight away if they were in the AFC East.
Well, okay. I mean, I guess.
All right, so the Bills or Dolphins. How many questions are we at?
5.
Should we ask if they're on the Bills? Is that a good question?
Are they on the Bills?
No.
So they're on the
Dolphins.
Dolphins.
I would
So
suppose.
This is your
Leaves you with
team,
Mostert,
So Ortiz,
Mostert, Wilson
our friend Ortiz,
loves Tyreek Hill.
No. No.
Oh, Salvin Ahmed!
Oh.
Should we just send it? Just to send it? Is it Salvin Ahmed?
Yeah.
Let's go.
We did it.
That was nice. Wow.
I knew once you guys got to the Dolphins, I was like, well, here we go.
You did it.
Yeah.
See, it was nice. It was a nice, quick one.
That was a solid.
That was
Lighthearted to get the spirits
You
up after
shouldn't
the
have gotten
cheating
that guy
allegations.
as fast
You
as
want
we
you
did.
want to run one and then one?
Nah.
I got to think.
Yeah, Trunk's gonna know 4 players in the NFL.
No, I do. It's just.
He admitted
dude.
He acknowledged
I
it.
got to think of a good one.
We got to keep in mind also it's not always about wins and losses.
Look up
It's about having fun.
NFL
Dude,
players.
you wanna-
Yeah, Ortiz
No.
just helped us have fun.
Like we
Yeah.
don't have to pick.
Salvin Ahmed's a
I
fun guy.
It's not that deep picking
It's
the
not.
players.
It's
Just
not.
whoever comes to your mind.
Mm-hmm. So who comes to your mind, Trunks?
All right.
Jonathan Taylor or Justin Jefferson.
The one
We
of
should
the two.
send both to start. Okay.
Wait, do you have one?
You ready?
I'm ready.
Is it LaVisca Chenault?
No fucking way.
No.
That would have been crazy.
I thought you got it.
You
I
know,
was
oddly enough, I want to send. Is it KJ Osborne? No, you're gonna say no.
Yeah.
Let's go. That's sick. That's crazy.
Why him?
I don't know because he's on your dynasty team, and
That's what he was
That's
thinking
why I
of.
thought of LaVisca. He was on your
He
dynasty
was
team
on
at
my
one
team.
point.
I made that. Yeah.
Oh
Well,
my
guys.
god.
That was good.
I remember he got traded
Lighthearted.
to the
Way to
Panthers,
end the
right?
show.
And you were like, "Yo, he's
Yeah.
gonna be nice now."
Yeah. Then I dropped it for a defense.
Now everyone's gonna really think I have something for you, Trunks. Wow, that's amazing.
What do you have
Okay.
for?
What do you have
Yeah.
for me?
Is it a gift?
Crush. I have a crush on you.
Oh, okay.
Yay. But anyways, thank you
Aw.
guys so much for watching. This
Yeah.
was a fun one, especially the way we ended it. Hope you stood till the end. Thank you guys for watching on Twitch. Please do leave a like, give us a follow. If you're watching on YouTube, leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us on all of our socials. Do all that stuff. Tell everyone in your family to come watch the BallGame podcast. Tell all your friends to come watch the BallGame podcast. And with that, thank you guys for watching.
Ball game.
Love y'all.